Okay, so I got a little tutorial here today, and what I wanna go over is some file management skills. And I've seen some folks that have been struggling a little bit with this, and it's I guess it's regarding our portfolio. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna make kind of I'll call this my game plan here a little bit. So what I asked to do for folks was to create a portfolio. Okay, and I said start with a folder, and when you call the folder portfolio. Excuse me, I'm just learning how to utilize my little bamboo tablet here. So I'm a little slow drawing, but I'll get it out here. So I asked you to create a folder, name it portfolio, okay? And in that folder, we're going to put a file called index.html, and the significance of that was that your web server, when you go to a directory, if you don't name a file, it will go to a default file, and those default files are usually named index.html, default.html, default.htm, index.htm. Those are the most common ones. Or your webmaster could go ahead and create another file name there. Okay, so here was our directory structure. We were gonna put a file there, and then I asked you also to create a second folder down here. Let me escape out of that here. And the second folder that we're going to call was just be called Unit 2, and that's where we're going to put all of our work. Alright, so I'll let me name it here. Decide Unit 2, and that was going to be a folder. Okay, real important to know the difference between folders and files and all that stuff, and keep all that straight as you're putting this exercise together, okay? And then, so that would be, and I'm showing this in it's in a hierarchy again. And of course I have, instead of a hierarchy from top to bottom, from left to right. Okay, and so inside the folder Unit 2, I was going to put these assignment files that I asked you to create. So you had one that was called assignment. Whoops, let's get out of that. You had one called assignment2.3.htm or HTML, depending upon how you name these. And there's no spaces. Remember, we mentioned that spaces make things complicated. So we had this group of files, and anytime you have a group of files, it's best to organize them into folders. And you got some other ones here. I'll put one more up here. Here's assignment2.6.htm. Okay, so all those are sitting in a folder here called Unit 2. Alright, so this is just kind of my blueprint here. Alright, so we have this folder here called portfolio. Inside that there's a file called index.html, and then there's also another folder called Unit 2, and inside Unit 2 I got these, all the work that I've been working on in Unit 2. Alright, and so let me just kind of, and I'll show you how to connect all these later, but let's just do that. Okay, there's my plan. I'm going to put that in my background for right now. And then I'll move all this up to our web server too at some point here. So I asked, let's create a new folder. Okay, simple enough, and I'll call that folder portfolio. Okay, and then inside that I'm going to create a couple. What am I do? I'm going to create another folder in here called Unit 2. Alright, and I'm also going to create an HTML file. Call it text file, and I'll call this one index.html. Okay. Yeah, I want to change the name of that. Alright, and inside Unit 2 I'll put just exactly the same thing. And you've already created these, so you don't have to recreate them. I'm going to create them because I haven't. Assignment2.3.html. Actually, I'll call them just HTML. Be consistent. You can use one or the other. Alright, whoops, got carried away there. I just did copy and paste. That's all I did. I'll just rename these. Alright, this one I'm going to call assignment 2.4. Rename this one assignment 2.5. F2. Assignment 2.6. Okay, so you should have created this, all right, and we should be done with these. And here's the structure I asked you to create, and it's all sitting under a nice organized place called folder 2. I'll come back and I'll show you, I got one more little tutorial I'll put together here where I show you how to link these together. It shouldn't be super complicated either. But now as I'm working through my website now, let's just assume I'm done. You know, I check all this stuff out, it all works, all the links work, I'm organized now with my files. I go over to FileZilla now. This is called publishing, by the way, so I'm going to go to, it's working on my local system. And really, it should take you one time to do this. You shouldn't have to do this multiple times. Maybe you will. And I'll put all my secure shell. Okay, connect with all that. All right, there I'm in. All right, I'll go over to my desktop. And I will find my, whoops, I'm having troubles here. I guess I got my desktop right down here in this window. Where's portfolio? Just go up a directory and now I'll come back down into desktop. I think it just needed to update. There's portfolio. Okay, so I'm going to take all this stuff and I'll just move it over. There, I'm done. Okay, and I move, and what I do, I put the full. So now let's go and give us just a let's put something in here, and I'm just going to open this up with Notepad here, and make this a little bigger so you guys can all see. No applause there. Okay. Don't do anything very complicated here, and this is forgive me for not having more exact code, but I'm going to just get something up here. Alright, save it, and I'll need to copy it back over again. Alright, so made a change to it. Let me move it back over. Right. When I'm all said and done here now, because I did call it index.html or HTML, pull my web browser here, go to student website server. You notice I'm not using FileZilla to view web pages. We don't use file transfer tool to view web pages. I use my web browser, right? Trivial, perhaps. Alright, and I go to students and then to into my directory, and that's all I'm going to put in there. And if I've done this right, whoops, what I got wrong here? There it goes. I just need to do a refresh. Alright, and you can look at my my path, the URL, but there's my portfolio. Alright.